Good evening, everyone. I just moved up the monitor a bit. Happy Sunday. I wonder how long it will take for me to actually get used to the fact, and I turned the sound off, to get used to the fact that we're on a Sunday. So happy Sunday. I hope you had a fabulous week. Welcome to another episode of Moni does stuff. We're at episode number 18. I have two little fingers to count them on my fingers, or with my fingers. Today we are talking about Zapier. If you're watching the replay, thanks for tuning in. I hope you feel free to drop your comments below and I come back and answer them afterwards. For the one who don't know me, I am Moni. I am the really geeky person in charge at MoniRocksYourSocks.com, and I am the host of Moni Does Stuff. I have to learn a more fabulous way of pointing to the title of the show. So anyway, I'm a web graphic and tech geek, and I offer graphic design, web design, and virtual assistant services. And I offer these tutorials for you every single Sunday. So thanks for tuning in, and today we're talking about Zapier, which is probably the most exciting tool in the Automation April because it's the tool of all tools. It's the thing that rules them all in total Lord of the Rings way. That's the one that connects everything together. If you have a lot of different tools that don't speak to each other. Zapier is the translator, Zapier is the connector, Zapier will do it all for you. Look into my eyes. Okay, sorry. Oh my god, it turned crazy quickly. Hi Tom, thanks for tuning in, and let's get started right away because I ranted along too much anyway. So today we're talking about Zapier, as I mentioned, and I will tell you a bit I think it will be a short one today, not compared to the last 2 weeks where I was ranting around and talking and praising Dubsado for hours. But it's actually really easy to grasp and quick to do. So I will tell you a bit about the apps, about the integrations, and then I will show you how to set up some SAPs. And I'm not sure how you native speakers actually pronounce it. I say Zapier. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Zapier. No idea. No idea. So yeah. Oh my god, that's so bad already. I'm sorry. So yeah, let's hop right over to Zapier. And do that here. So even though I actually anyway, you can access Zapier at zapier.com. I have no idea what to pronounce, Tom. I wish I would know. I say Zapier. I'm not sure if that's actually right, but we will try and figure it out eventually. So maybe I find a YouTube video where someone from the team pronounces it. Maybe I can do that later and link it afterwards in the comments. So yeah, you can access Zapier. It's a simple website. And that's practically it. It's a free version. So there, of course, is a free version. It's limited to 5 SAPs. Where are the prices? Where are the prices? There are no prices. We can see, oh there, pricing. Huge, it says there. So there is a free forever plan. You can only make 2-step SAPs because you can, if you have the paid version, you can make it super complex. But the basic version is nice too for starters. And you can connect, or you can create 5 SAPs. Let me just quickly log in. So let's just log in here and I can tell you exactly how many SAPs are possible. So you will see, yeah, okay. In the free plan, you have 5 SAPs available for you and 100 tasks. So one task is the amount of times the SAP is actually triggered. So if you get, like, for example, one Zap that I set up is that if I get an email from a client, it will automatically create a Trello card in my Trello board. So if I get more than 100 emails from my clients per week, which is actually probably possible, that's why I stopped doing that. But it will just stop working after these Zap was triggered 100 times, if you know what I mean. So if I get more 101 emails then in 1 month, then the Zap will stop to work. Oh my god, my English is so bad today. I'm sorry. So anyway, these are the limitations for the free plan. The paid plan is actually not the cheapest of it all. So as you saw before, yes, Zapier makes you happier. The starter one is $20 per month, which is sad. Because I think it used to be cheaper, but it's just because they're awesome, that's why it's pretty expensive. But we can help ourselves with the free few free tasks also. So what do I say when I talk about apps? So apps are probably all the tools that you can think of that are available online that you can actually try and connect with each other. So there is a list of apps that have integrations going on with Zapier, or that can be integrated with each other, and there is like a list, you can see 1,000 and plus apps. So whatever tool you use online, it's probably possible to connect it to another one with Zapier. So for example, as you can see, Google Sheets or Gmail, Slack, MailChimp, all the ones that you've probably heard, and way more. Because what I sometimes do, because I really enjoy figuring out if there are amazing tools out there that I don't know yet, I go to the list and then I scroll through it and see what looks interesting, what type of logo I like, and then I try to figure out what it does and if it's any good. That's how I satisfy my inner geek and my that's how I try and figure out more stuff online. You can see there on the right hand side there are also a few categories, so if you want to look for something specific and you can't find it here, then you can also try and figure out the things through the categories. And if you look out for integrations, then you can see all the apps that are available here too. So for example, if you want to connect Slack, you can just type in here and you figure out Slack. And another Slack and Trello, for example. I like that one. So you can look for Slack and Trello. Since I have searched a few other tools before, I will just remove those. And if you scroll down, you will see what is actually possible. So there are already some connections available. And if that's something that you would do, you can just start by using this Zap. If we go back to the app section once again, because you can read up on every app that you have, on every app that you're interested in, if they even offer what you're looking for. Because of course, everyone who creates these pages and works for Zapier, they need to develop their connection in general. So as you can see here, I'm interested in the MailChimp integration, so what is possible there. And then you can see there are a lot of examples how you can automate with MailChimp, and you can directly work from there. And there is a lot of information going on there too. So if you scroll further down, you will see there are a few different ways that you can work with MailChimp and Zapier. So there are a few triggers. So once a subscriber joins your email list, for example, then something can happen. Or you can search within a campaign and find something with Zapier, or and you want, of course, then to trigger an action. So if something happens, like a new subscriber joins, then something else should happen. Or for example, you have a type form set up and you want the people to be added as a subscriber. So you would need the trigger from Typeform where it says maybe finished this quiz or finish that form, and in the end it should add an update a subscriber in your MailChimp campaign, for example. So these is one example of a SAP that you can eventually do. So the triggers are the things that the first tool you have will need, and then of course you will want the action in another one, if you know what I mean. But let's just jump right in and have a look and set one up. Maybe it's more explanatory. Maybe I can explain it better there. So as I mentioned, I just tried. Oh, let's do the Typeform thing. Or I don't have a Typeform account. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? So another thing, just because I'm seeing it here, there are a few things that are premium. So for example, PayPal connection is a premium connection. So there is nothing available. So you cannot connect, which is really sad because you need it often. You would need it often, but Zapier knows that, and that's why it's not free. So the PayPal, to actually use PayPal triggers, for example, someone bought something and then you want to add them to a MailChimp list, or add a tag and convert kit, or just simply send out an email, for example. Or someone buys your Tripwire and you want to automatically add them to a sequence in your MailChimp form. You would, but only for the people who bought the Tripwire. That means you would need a connection between PayPal and your email marketing tool. And unfortunately, that just works with a SAP, and you have to pay Zapier or Zapier or whatever to make this connection work, which is pretty sad because $20 is a lot of money per month. So yeah, you need to at least sell a few for your Tripwires to make this connection even worth happening, worth doing, whatever, you know what I mean. So let's just quickly connect something, or at least I can show you how it works. Maybe not the PayPal one, but let's do Slack and Trello, for example. Is that a good one? Yeah, whatever. So as you can see, you can create Trello cards from Slack messages, or you can get Trello notifications in Slack, or you can create Trello cards from a Slack channel, or you get Slack notifications. So you can see there are a few different ways that you can connect all these things, and you can simply either use these SAPs that you can read here, or you can make a SAP just at random, and then you start to go into this back as set up in the way that you can set up your SAP then. So let's just quickly, maybe let's do the email thing. So you have Gmail happening. Then you can see if you have a new attachment, or if you have a new start email, or if you generally get a new email, that's something you can add here. So if you get a new email, this is your action or the trigger that starts. So you connect it to your Gmail account, and then you want Zapier to trigger whenever you get a new email. Then you click on Save and Continue. And then you have to choose your account. So since I've already connected my Gmail account, you can either connect an account here. So with the way that Zapier is working, you either just connect it with Google. It's really simple. Other tools need the API key. They often have the, I will show you when I, for example, set up MailChimp afterwards, which doesn't make sense at all, but in general I can do that. You need the API keys from all the other tools that you need. There is always a description within Zapier how you can get your API key from the particular tool, and you please never share your API keys with the public, because that's actually what connects your account to whatever other account that you have. So this should not be something this is not something that you want to share with the world to see. So since I've connected my account already, I click on save and continue, and you can add different sorts of options here, for example. So as you can see, I have a lot of labels going on since I get a lot of emails. So considering what kind of label I actually so let's just use Hannah because she's awesome. So whenever, this is an optional thing, so whenever I get an email or I drop an email into this label, then it will trigger my trigger actually, or you just leave it blank so it will work for every single email that you're getting. And then you can see it will try once, so I do have a lot of emails, I assume. And the test was successful. I can view my email. So you can see what happened there between Hannah and me. And I click on continue. And then I want something else to happen. So that's where I need the action. And that's what I want to do then. So I get my new email. All the emails I get from Hannah will then, and that's what I want then, create a Trello card for me, for example. So I can create a list, I can create a board, which would be ridiculous, and I can create a card, for example, and that's something that sounds more like something that I would do. Or you can search things too, but what I want to do now is create a card, and then you can click again on save and continue, and once again choose your account. You can connect it if you haven't done so already. So since I'm logged into my Zapier account, I just simply can click on allow. There are a few tools that make it possible like that, or as I mentioned before, you just simply have to add in your API key. But since I'm already connected with my Trello account, I click on save and continue. And then you can choose the boards, because there are all the boards that are happening. Let's just say I use the Hannah strategy board because we were working on strategy together, like she's working with me, whatever. I can choose a list. There are a few things going on. So let's add something to the think tank teas, which every one of you should buy once it's out. Think tank teas are amazing. You can then give the card a name. So for example, I want the name of the card to be the subject. And then I want the description of the subject of my email. As you can see here, there is a toggle thing that will help you decide to add the correct excuse me, to add the correct information there. So then I want the body HTML to be the actual description. Maybe it's possible to add something else instead. Body plain, that makes more sense because I don't want all the HTML tags here. Then you can choose a color for the label. If you want your card to have a label, you can decide on that one here too. Oh look, lime is awesome. And you can create custom ones, give it a name, give them names and everything, or create a label from that email. You can choose where you want the card to end. You can automatically add members to this card. So there is a lot of due dates. You can create a lot of things right here. So for example, with emails it doesn't make sense, but for example with other connection it makes sense to add a due date right there. You can also have the file attachments there. So all the attachments you can attach to your card, which is pretty cool. I like that one. So you automatically have all the files on your Trello board too, and you don't have to move around, which is cool. then URL attachment, checklist name, checklist items, for example. Then we click on continue. And as you can see, that's what's happening. And I now can send the test to Trello. And I assume, whoops, Trello, it should actually be there on my Trello board now, which is, where is she? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There. And a strategy board. And you can see here, bam, there it is. It created this Trello card for me just because I got the email address. Just because I got the email from Hannah, and the test created the Trello card in my Trello board where I set it to. And then you can click on finish, give it a name. I call it Hannah Digital Nomad Kit emails, and turn my Zap on, and that means it is up and running. So when I do get an email from Hannah and move it to or give it that label, it will automatically create a card from me. So let me just quickly try that out with a random email that I have. You get a look into my Gmail account, which is just crazy. So as you can see, I move it to that. I move it to, where is she? Hannah Dixon. And then, since they're not running like all the time, they have a separate, they might not be, that it might not happen immediately, but since they run the free plan doesn't run like simultaneously, but I think it says in the plan, or it's said in the plan, like maybe 20 minutes or something, it eventually will create that card for me. I can't find it anymore. There. Yo, it's not there, but of course if you pay more, then it happens faster. So in general, after a few minutes, this will then also be a Trello card. And that's how it does work. So you can connect, try and figure out all the crazy things that you can eventually do. All the things, yeah, Digital Nomad Kit, banana, obviously. So you can try and think of all the tools that you have in your business, where it then does make sense for you to, in general, set up Zaps for you to not do it manually again. But in 2 weeks, I will show you my best practices, and I will show you a few things that I have set up to make it less of a manual labor kind of thing and automate that shit more. Yeah, so that's a quick one, only 20 minutes. You're sad, right? I would be sad. So in general, thanks for tuning in today. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday evening, wherever you are. And next week I will talk about IFTTT, which is if this then that. So I can't see my hands on my screen. It's similar but not quite the same, but I will show you that next week. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below, or on the side, or on the other side. And if you want to be updated about this weekly event that's going on here, you can join my newsletter, and I will send you one, I hope, very amusing email every week. You can join when you go to monirocksyoursocks.com/freebie. And you will get an ebook also. It's just a gift from me to you. Or if you rather want to have a chat with Yoshi, then you can do that too by going to monirocksyoursocks.com/Yoshi. And if you need help with all the tools or one tool in particular, you can hire me for a 90-minute session and we can figure this out together, and I can teach you how to use it for your own business, and we can learn together. Or I can show you how it works. So if you have any other questions, as I said, drop them everywhere or send me a message. I will do my best to reply as soon as possible. Sometimes it's better than other times, but I'm on track. So have a great rest of your Sunday and see you next week. Same time, same station. Thanks and goodbye.